Beyoncé got Kanye again, this time through Jay-Z, and again by Taylor Swift's big win child. Beyoncé just got Kanye'd again, this time by her own husband, Jay-Z, and once more when Taylor Swift took home Album of the Year at the Grammys for the fourth time. Now, I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but let's be real. She has more Grammys than anyone, yet she has never won Album of the Year. By the Grammys' own standards, that just doesn't add up. Think about it. The most Grammy wins ever, but no Album of the Year? Something isn't working. And speaking of things not working, Jay-Z reportedly canceled his pre-Grammy party just so he could uninvite Diddy. Now, Diddy is threatening to expose not just the Grammys, but a whole lot of people in the industry. But before we dive into Diddy's drama, let's talk about how Jay-Z left his wife looking uncomfortable and why Beyoncé might be feeling embarrassed right now. While accepting the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award, an honor introduced in 2023, Jay took the opportunity to call out the Grammys. He pointed out the obvious. Beyoncé, despite all her wins, has never taken home Album of the Year. For reference, Beyoncé has been nominated for the award 5 times. I Am, Sasha Fierce, 2010, The Fame Monster, 2011 as a featured artist on Lady Gaga's album, Beyoncé, 2015, Lemonade, 2017, Renaissance, 2023. Yet despite these nominations and her record-breaking Grammy wins, she's never walked away with the night's biggest prize. So, what gives? Many people believe that Lemonade was a surefire winner for Album of the Year. Beyoncé delivered an artistic masterpiece, diving deep into the emotional toll of Jay-Z's infidelity, addressing generational pain and racial inequality, and seamlessly blending genres like reggae, rock, hip-hop, soul, funk, country, and electronica. And let's not forget the stunning accompanying visual album. It was nothing short of extraordinary. Yet that year, the award went to Adele. Even she seemed to think it should have been Beyoncé. In her acceptance speech, Adele expressed her admiration. "I can't possibly accept this award. I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but the artist of my life is Beyoncé. This album, Lemonade, was just so monumental. Beyoncé, it was so monumental and so well thought out, so beautiful and soul-bearing. We all got to see another side of you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that." Jay-Z has made it clear that he agrees. Beyoncé has been snubbed for Album of the Year too many times. Despite her record-breaking 32 Grammy wins, only one of them falls under the prestigious Big Four categories: Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. That lone victory, Single Ladies for Song of the Year in 2010. The rest of her wins have been in genre-specific categories, something that clearly doesn't sit well with either Beyoncé or Jay-Z. Strategically, Jay-Z spoke out when Beyoncé wasn't even nominated for Album of the Year, avoiding the implication that another artist didn't deserve the award. But his comments gained traction, especially because the winner, yet again, was Taylor Swift. And the Grammy goes to Taylor Swift. Adding fuel to the conversation, fans noticed that Taylor didn't acknowledge Celine Dion when accepting her award. Many felt she should have at least expressed appreciation or embraced Dion, especially considering the legendary singer's ongoing health struggles. But that's another debate. One thing's for sure, Beyoncé was probably somewhere thinking, "Great, now people are going to say I have an agenda against Taylor." After all, who could forget the infamous Kanye West moment? When he interrupted Taylor's acceptance speech to declare that Single Ladies was one of the best videos of all time, he unintentionally set the stage for years of tension between the fan bases. While the Bayhive stands firmly with Jay-Z, others argue that Beyoncé's lack of an Album of the Year win isn't a big deal. Take Whoopi Goldberg, for example. On The View, she pointed out that with over 30 Grammy wins, Beyoncé's legacy is already cemented. So I kind of appreciate all of that. And they're not just for one thing. Yes, so for me, she is it. It doesn't matter if they give her that album. I mean, listen, it's subjective. People are voting. You can't determine who's doing it unless you're the person voting. So I think 38 is kind of not a terrible number. Others agree that while Jay-Z has every right to defend his wife, complaining about a lack of recognition when Beyoncé has already won so much may not be the best look. He might have had a point if Beyoncé were consistently snubbed for major awards, but that's far from the truth. Some people argue that if Beyoncé wrote the music and lyrics for an entire album herself, she'd have a better shot at winning. But as long as she keeps sampling other artists and needing an army of songwriters, an album of the year win might remain out of reach. Now, honey, whether or not you agree with Jay-Z's claim that Beyoncé deserved the award, one thing is certain, he wasn't wrong about everything. Some artists really were robbed, while others shouldn't have even been nominated. Some of you are going to go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you made it raw. Some of you don't belong in the category. No, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth. I mean, y'all really want me to believe that Lana Del Rey walked away with nothing, not a single award? Now that was a robbery. But forget the Grammys for a second. Did y'all hear that Jay-Z allegedly canceled his Grammy brunch? And part of the reason was Diddy? Word on the street is that Jay didn't know how to uninvite Diddy. So instead of dealing with that awkward situation, he scrapped the whole event. Apparently, Diddy planned to show up with Clive Davis, who has made it very clear that he's standing by Diddy despite the controversy. But Jay-Z, he wasn't having it. No way was he letting that drama into his party. Allegedly, Jay-Z has completely distanced himself from Diddy because, let's be real, Diddy is a sinking ship, and Jay wants no part of it. And here's the juicy part. Blind Items claim that Jay-Z threw a separate, ultra-private party that conveniently did not include Diddy on the guest list. Whoo, child! Honestly, Diddy shouldn't be shocked that Jay cut him off. We're talking about the same man who ditched Dame Dash in the Rockefeller Def Jam deal. The same man who used Kanye West to boost his rap career and then left him out to dry. Of course, he was going to drop Diddy, especially now that his downfall seems inevitable. Speaking of which, Diddy skipped the Grammys altogether, despite being nominated for Best Progressive R&B Album. But here's the real tea. Diddy might not go down alone. Word is, he's ready to take some people with him. So, what do y'all think? Did Beyoncé truly deserve Album of the Year, or was the win fair? Let me know your thoughts.